Peace, Soul Tribe. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. You know, I feel like I need to dress up again. I've been kind of slumming at the past few readings. Y'all know, just bear with me, okay? I'm trying to get back in the habit of just kind of dressing up and feeling good, you know? Not saying I don't feel good, but, you know, I'm a full-time mom and entrepreneur. And sometimes I just ain't got it in me to put a little mascara, lipstick on. But I'm going to get back to it. Don't trip. And I know y'all not tripping. That's just me, okay? That's just how I'm feeling right now. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, hey, how you doing? There's a reason that you didn't stroll across this video, so stay tuned to find out what that is. I hope that you enjoy this video, like, subscribe, etc. If you're a returning tribe member, hey boo, welcome back to the channel, and thank you for being here, okay? So anything you need to know about me will be in the description box below, from personal readings, other socials, etc., okay? So quick intro, okay? Y'all don't fast forward or click off. Give me a moment. As we all have been going through shifts, so have I, okay? That didn't really make sense. Mercury retrograde. But yeah, we all been going through shifts, all right? And I've really been trying to throw a lot of stuff out on this channel to see what sticks. Not because I quote unquote care about what people think about the content I'm putting out, but more so, what do you guys want from me? What would you like to see more of? So let me know in the comments, okay? And you know, I have started doing zodiac readings. I've never done that. Shout out to my daughter Zaya for putting me on that, and just posting videos without card meetings, okay? And so this is going to be one of those videos. I'm asked all the time as a full-time practicing high priestess and spiritual practitioner about how I operate with the moon cycles. For one, someone asked me, do I believe that the moon is real? I'm not going to even get into that, y'all. I'll save that for another conversation. But I do practice my magic with the moon cycles, okay? Because the moon is a very intricate part of magic, okay? And manifestation. The moon governs our emotional bodies, and our emotions govern a lot of what we do and put out in the world, and govern our intentions, right? So when we set an intention for something, we are putting a want, a need, a desire behind it, and thus the universe responds in kind, depending on what else aligns, and that's another topic. But moon cycles are really important to me, and how I do my spiritual practice work, okay? Now, if you're not into magic and you don't, you know, you think it's bad, demonic, whatever, click off, baby. You don't need to make that announcement in the comments, okay? I done been called everything under the sun. Your comment is not gonna make me change my life, okay? So just FYI. But let's talk about first just the main moon cycles, okay, that I work with personally. Again, let me know in the comments how you work with the moon, if you are a practitioner, witch, high priestess, etc. I work with the dark moon, the new moon, the waxing moon, the full moon, and the waning moon. Every now and again, I might work with the eclipse, but it's really when spirit guides me to. One of my spiritual guides said, hey, you need to do some sort of working, then I'll do it. But typically, I'm probably just so zapped by the eclipse energy that I just chill, okay? But anyway, let's talk first about the dark moon, okay? The dark moon usually happens 10 to 14 days after the full moon, okay? That is when the moon is considered darkest, before the new moon, okay? The dark moon phase is a good moon energy to work on spells or intentions around justice, fairness, to practice any type of tarot, or to learn tarot. So say if you're new to tarot and you're just like, you know what? I just want to get into it. I don't want to know more about it. Wait till the dark moon phase and start studying and digesting content, books about tarot, and trust me, that will change your life, okay? Also, these are good, dark moons are good for like rebirth, prophecy, also removing obstacles. But the one drawback about the dark moon, and I don't know if I want to call it a drawback, I would just say to be mindful of this, it requires radical honesty. You see how my voice raised with that? Working with the dark moon phase, okay? For my real, you know, practitioners in which, you know, that's a powerful moon, okay? So you have to approach that working with full honesty and transparency about what you want. Trying to sugarcoat it, oh, for the highest good and all that. Okay, yeah, we always want that. But you got to really be honest about why you're wanting to do this work, okay? Be honest with yourself, your ancestors, guides, any deities, universe, source, however you do or practice. Okay, you have to be real about it. Okay, so like I said, the dark moon phase is something that is a really powerful moon to work on just the rebirth, the passion, just different things that you want to move in your life. Okay, dark moon. All right, so next is the new moon. Now a lot of people, practitioners, witches, warlocks, or whatever, you are into the new moon. The new moon is when a lot of intentions are set. Okay, a lot of the female deities or energies that you work with love the new moon energy. Okay, so the new moon usually rises at dawn and sets at sunset. New moons are great for health and beauty, spells, and magic. Okay, focusing on, you know, and again, let me put this disclaimer out there. I am not a licensed medical professional. Okay, I just know a little bit by a little bit. All right, so doing beauty spells, rituals, glamour magic is always good around the new moon. Okay, also jobs and career. If you want to start a new job, or if you're looking to move into a new career field, whether you work for yourself or for a company, the new moon is a perfect time to set intentions and workings. Okay, also, love and romance is awesome on the new moon because we're looking for a new love, right? Most of the time. Now, if it's bringing a lover back, all this other stuff, or, you know, love spells to get, I don't really get into that. That's not really my thing, but I'm sure you can find people that do. I don't really know what moon phase they work with. I just do more self-love or calling in divine love, or if I'm in a relationship at that time, to sweeten my love. I'm never going to do a love spell, me personally, that is going to interfere with someone's free will to make me dominate over them and all that stuff. It's just not my style. I want somebody that want me, baby. That's it at the end of the day. Okay, and new moons are also great for working with your creativity, because new moons are like that new start, right? It's when the moon is in its newest phase. So any new projects, anything you've been sitting on, the new moon is a great time to begin to set intentions around that. Okay, also networking, getting out there, especially if there's like a networking event in or around the full moon, on or around the full moon, go there with the intention to meet new people, make new friendships, because you will be surprised what happens when you go to social events on the new moon. Okay, especially with the intention to connect with people, whether it's friends, lovers, business partners, whatever it is. Okay, also leaving offerings with the new moon, like milk and honey, works really good for me. Now you guys, you know, it's going to apply how it's going to apply in your life. Okay, you have to remember everybody's spiritual path is different, but for me and the energies that I work with, they love milk and honey or candles, different things like that. So that's just a little tidbit of how I do it. Okay, now moving on to the waxing moon. Okay, the waxing moon is basically waxing from the new moon till the full moon. Okay, so again, I will repeat, the waxing moon starts after the new moon and goes until the moon is full. That's that. Now I know this waxing, give all this other stuff. I'm just going on the magical phases. Okay, guys. Again, leave your comments below, tips, tidbits, you know, let people know how you get down. But the waxing moon is amazing for invoking new projects, starting something new, like actually taking action. So remember, the new moon, we're setting the intention to go out, meet people, start new creative things. The waxing moon is great to do it, actually start those projects. Okay, also it's good around luck and health and friendships. So is, remember, the new moon. Okay, so like I said, the waxing moon for me personally is when I take action. I start to take action on the intentions that I set in the new moon. Like I say, with manifestation, it's great to set intentions, but we can't just sit back and be like, and just wait for the universe, God, goddess, ancestors, whoever you resonate with to do it. We have to actually take action. That is what the waxing moon is for. Okay. Now, moving on to the full moon, that is very popular around a lot of newbies spiritually. The full moon, everybody knows about the full moon and how, you know, the full moon influences our emotions, etc., etc. The full moon is about 14 to 17 days after the new moon. Okay. Full moons are also great for beauty. Okay. But they're about the manifestation and the culmination. It's a good time to check the full moon is, to me, is a good time to check how that new moon energy has done you, possibly from 6 months ago. But that's a whole nother live, okay? All right. I'll save that for later. Basically, again, the full moon is like a check-in. Like, okay, how's my beauty looking? Did I manifest something on the full moon based off of the intention that I set with that new moon / waxing moon? Okay. Now, some other things you can focus on with new full moon is health and fitness. Okay. Making the decision during a full moon to actually start something. So going for a jog, like say you set an intention on the new moon, right? To get your health in order. By the full moon, the next full moon, you need to be starting your walks or going to that gym, enrolling, just doing something to put the action behind it, because that is the actual 3D manifestation. That's what full moons are kind of known for, and their energy is kind of used for. Okay. Also, full moons are great for and like what's the word I'm looking for? Promoting change. Also, if you have children, full moons are great to like work on protection for your children, your family. Also, full moons are great for money, doing money type of rituals or spells or prayers or meditations, whatever, however you get down. Okay. Also, the full moon is good for like psychic work. Okay. So whether you consider yourself psychic or not, you can set intentions by putting like an amethyst under your pillow to have prophetic dreams that can pop. Like when you set the intention to go to sleep, you could say, hey, please help me, Holy Spirit, to have some foresight or a dream around what lies ahead on my path, or what path I should take, A or B, etc. Okay. Excellent. Full moon is excellent for that. Also, legal work. Okay. I'm not a legal professional. Okay. I'm only speaking from a magical standpoint. Full moons are great if you need some sort of justice, like kind of like the dark moon, but a little different. Like the legal stuff is like you are actually doing workings for legal type of outcome. Okay. Now be mindful, depending on who and what you work with, it's all about fairness, balance, and justice, baby. So if you're in the wrong, but you're trying to do a working to kind of skip out on karma or something that you know that you should take the fall for, or that's your fault, you may skim by, but usually it'll come back and bite you in another way. That's just been my experience with some people. Okay. I've never done any type of legal workings for anybody, but I'm going to be transparent and put it out there for what it's for. Okay. Also a good offering to leave during the full moon is like flowers, for whatever reason, spirits, whatever spirit or God force, God form you work with, they love flowers on the full moon. But definitely check in with yourself and your spiritual team to see how that falls in for you. Okay, guys, I'm just giving you the tidbits on the moon phases on how to work with them. Okay. Finally, the waning moon. Okay, this is one of my favorite. People be sleeping on the waning moon, but it's one of my favorites to work with because I consider myself a dark feminine. I love dark feminine. I love shadow work. I love working with darker energies. And when I say that, I love working and transmuting darker energies. So I assist a lot of my clients with healing and shadow work. If you go to my you're on my YouTube, you're watching this on YouTube. But if you go to my social media, my Instagram, you look at my lives, I always am facilitating healing. So the waning moon for me is when from the time the moon is full to the time it goes to a new moon. Okay. So the waning moon is excellent for banishing evil energy, whether it's within or outside of you. Smudging and cleaning your house, doing floor washes, taking spiritual protection baths, warding your house, doing return to sender or protection spells, whatever it is, whatever you're into. The waning moon, baby, is good for that. Okay. It's super good for that. Because the waning moon is when the moon is decreasing, right? It's kind of slowing down. So that's what you want to do. You want to kind of decrease the impact of your enemies, quote unquote, or any evil negative energy. And even if you don't want to do a return to sender or any black baneful magic on somebody that has wronged you or not, you can neutralize. You can do neutralizing energy where you're coming to the spell or the intention or the prayer with the energy to neutralize. Okay, and guys, Psalms, those are prayers. You don't have to do any magic. Sometimes you could just say Psalms, baby, and that's a magical incantation itself. But that's a whole other topic that I'll get into later. So you have to find what works for you if you choose to work with the moon, which is such a powerful force. Okay. What else? Illness. So If you've been feeling ill, especially in and around the full moon, definitely doing spells or intentions or prayers to move you through that illness will work. Now, if you have been terminally diagnosed with some sort of ailment or illness, I would definitely consult with your doctor or some sort of holistic practitioner. Never forego medical treatment, okay? I will never tell anybody that, but I have seen instances where magical workings alongside, like I said, with any type of magical working, you have to do the intention. Even in prayers, there's faith without works is dead. You can pray all you want to, but if you're just sitting on your butt and you're not doing anything about it, then what is that going to do? So with anything, especially when it comes to like illnesses, health issues, or money issues, you have to actually show Holy Spirit that, hey, I want to take ownership of this situation, and I'm going to do the work as well with the support of Spirit to help me move through this situation. So definitely the waning moon is good for that. Like I said, removing obstacles, anything that could be standing in your way of success, even yourself. And I always say, tell people working with that waning moon, baby, you got to make sure that you ready for what could happen. Because when you talk about removing obstacles, neutralizing enemies, see how throat chakra there? You got to be prepared for how spirits show up. Okay, it might be somebody you super close to that you don't want to leave your life, but you set that intention, and now spirit is moving and removing things, people, places that you would maybe frequent out of your life altogether. Okay, so take it as it resonates, guys. Those are the moon phases that I prefer to work with. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up. Again, let me know in the comments if you do any other workings that I didn't list, or if there are any other moon phases that are more specific, like the waning gibbous, waxing gibbous, all that stuff. Let me know, because we all practice different and we all have different paths. So would love to know your thoughts. Anything else? Oh yeah, so the next video I'll be putting out later is working with the days of the week for spells and just overall help with your life and your path. Okay, so if this resonated, guys, let me know by giving me that thumbs up, smashing that subscribe button. Until next time, I love you. Peace.